legends were born early in Fayetteville. They were born early. Fred was, he was a protege in basketball when he was in elementary school. You know, Fred was coming. I really hated it in some ways for the kids because they were seen as saviors for the program. The lot was on their back. But one thing about the Gulleys could bear that weight real easy. You talk about high character people. I mean high character people. People I'm proud to know.
As a leader, something that I still to this day is I never ask anything that I don't embody myself. I've always been a competitor, and winning has always been something that I've wanted to do, has been my ambition, and whatever I could do to contribute, if it's defense, if it's challenging the others, if it's needing to score, really wanted to just come in and add value. So I grew up a student of the game. I saw those ahead of me, and I just really wanted to come in and add value.
The team is often a reflection of the coach. If the coach is acting crazy on the sideline, the team's gonna do it. But it's also the best player on the court. They will mimic his actions. And because Fred is even keel and level-headed, we have a really good group, but they all tended to be that same way because that's what Fred's doing. And Fred, a bad call, doesn't matter, I'll get him the next time. A great play, I do it all the time. He just was so steady and kept his head good, bad, and that was a big quality of his.
I remember when I came in as a sophomore, I kind of made it my personal, challenge or whatever, that I was going to guard Fred every day, and I was going to go at him every day, and I lost every day. But he was the ultimate competitor, always in the gym, and he was a very good example for me as well, on how to be good and how to work hard. And
I do remember the night before the state championship game thinking we cannot have done all this work and then have it all for naught. One of the big things is learning from where you've been, and we had worked extremely hard, really hard all throughout the summer. So we took it day in and day out. We practiced as if it was a championship every single day. So when we got into the moments, we felt like we were prepared.
We were solid at every position. No one was slacking at any time. Nobody took plays off, and Fred was our leader. And he made sure that nobody took any plays off. And I think that we had a special group that because of, his steadiness, we were steady. Really the state championship game against Rogers, they took us down to the wire, and we were up, maybe 2 or 3 points towards the end of the game. And I was getting a little nervous. Everybody was getting a little nervous. We hadn't lost all year, and the girls had also went undefeated, and they had just won the game before us, so we were like, we really have to win. But I just remember, I have a vivid memory of bringing the ball up and being, a little worried about what was going on, and then he took the ball and kind of gave a hand, don't worry, we've got this. And I just remember everything went fine. And I think that's what I remember most about playing with him, is he was always calm and always seemingly in control.
In that state championship game, the undefeated season's on the line. The perfect season, all the accolades, all the newspaper articles are kind of hanging in the balance. And in that atmosphere of the Hot Springs Convention Center, with all those people and all that noise, momentum is a real thing. And it was almost like people were feeling, is it slipping away? Because Fayetteville turned it over, and Fayetteville fouled, and there was a ride that was going downhill, and it was almost like Fred said, I've got this. And he made big play after big play on the biggest stage at the biggest time. But that's Fred Gulley.
When it comes to crunch time, that person has to be willing to take it on. And, your great ones, and there's no doubt that Fred was one of the great ones, he was wanting to take it on. He wasn't hiding from anything. The ball has to come in bounds with 1 second left in the game. He wanted the ball. That's what you have to have. You're a champion. You can't shy away from big moments, and he never shied away from big moments.
There wasn't a time that I had doubt. I knew we had done the work in the preparation, and that was our 3rd time beating Rogers that same year. which was also scary. Beating the same team 3 times is very challenging. I know there was a few times where we kind of got riled up throughout that game, so really wanted to just steady the troops.
He was a leader. I mean, like, he obviously his parents raised him the right way, but he was so humble. He took coaching and he looked at you. It wasn't, sometimes today we might shake our head and walk off, but it was eye contact and, you know, taking the message and using the message, and a great leader of his teammates.
I'm just thankful. Thankful for the community. Thankful for the opportunity to be here, but I wouldn't have been able to do it without everything that the community poured into me, from, you know, before in grade schools, Leverett, all the way through Holt Middle School, Woodland Junior High, Fayetteville High School. And it wasn't just in the sports realm. It was in academia. A lot of these people molded me to the person that I am. And a lot of these principles are things that I've carried throughout my career outside of sports.